I'm State Delegate Mark Corman, representing District 16. The biggest thing we deal with every year in the state legislature is the budget. It's the one thing we're constitutionally required to do. It takes up a lot of time during the state legislative session. And this year was a very tough budget. It was tough, frankly, walking into the legislative session, and it's gotten tougher with what's going on in Washington, D.C. and the disproportionate impact that has on Maryland. I've heard from a lot of you in my district about different issues in the governor's proposed budget. So I just want to provide a brief update because earlier this week, the Speaker of the House, the Senate President, and the Governor all came together around a budget deal. And so just want to share a little bit about some of the big things you all have been reaching out about. And I'll just say, no one likes talking about tax increases. No one likes to talk about cutting programs. But we have a constitutional requirement to balance our budget every year. And so we have to make some of these tough decisions. So some of the things that are out, that are not happening as part of this budget deal include the significant cuts that were proposed to services for those in the disabilities community. Those have almost entirely been restored as part of this budget deal. Also out, lowering the estate tax exemption from $5 million to $2 million. That is not happening. No change to the current situation there. Also out is the governor's proposed corporate tax rate cut. We're not going forward with that. Also out is the retail delivery fee. Some people call it the Amazon fee that was going to go to fund transportation. That is not going forward this year. Something else that the governor didn't propose, but that has gotten a lot of discussion, is a very broad-based sales tax on all business-to-business services. That full suite of tax proposals is not part of this budget deal. Also out is removing itemization of deductions on state tax returns, something we heard from many of you about, particularly on medical expenses. So what's in? In are cuts, about $1.6 billion in cuts, which is a significant amount in a state our size. So lots of things are having their belts tightened as a result of this budget situation. Also in are changes to the top tax brackets. For those making over $500,000, there is going to be an income tax increase. Instead of removing itemization, as I said, that's out. There's going to be a phase out of itemization for those making over $200,000. So once you are making over $200,000, there's sort of a formula that will phase out itemization over time. So hopefully for many of you, that will make sure you can still itemize your medical deductions. There's also a services sales tax on IT services. Broadly, not just business to business. This is something many other states do, including Texas and Pennsylvania, and so we're following suit to help balance our budget with that limited services sales tax. There's also a capital gain surcharge for high earners that'll be in place. And then finally, we were able to fund transportation at the governor's requested level, something really important to me. As many of you know, I spend a lot of time focused on transportation issues, so it's great we're able to fund the governor's transportation budget and not have to see difficult cuts there. So this will be on the House floor next week, and it's a tough vote. Again, no one likes talking about taxes or budget cuts, but it's the vote we have to take to meet our constitutional requirement to balance our budget. So just want to provide that update. There'll be a lot more in my newsletter next week, because obviously there's lots of things in this budget that I didn't get to touch on in this short video. But thanks for listening.